We are about to begin our month of celebration where the building is turning 35 years old. We opened in March of 1977 and are celebrating that anniversary this month. The building was constructed with a 50-50 partnership of private and public funds. The public approved a bond issue knowing that there was a matching private sector ready to step up and pledge the other half.
There was a group called PAC, P-A-C-I, and they took the building, the land, and formed a private corporation called PAC, and then built it without having to go through all the rigmarole that you usually do when you're building a public building. And then after it was completed, they turned it back over to the city. And that's what made it possible. It was a lot of risk-taking, a lot of inventive thinking, and a lot of can-do people saying, we're going to get this done, and if we can't get it done this way, this is what we're going to do, and that's how the PAC came about.
The first show that occurred at the PAC was actually on March 19th, 1977. And it featured the Tulsa Philharmonic with guest star Ella Fitzgerald. I can't imagine a better combination of artist and supporting act than the local Tulsa Philharmonic and the world-famous Ella Fitzgerald. It was quite an event. People in the audience were dressed in black tie, tuxes, evening gowns. It was a very celebratory kind of opening.
I would have to say that when the Phantom of the Opera came, that was extra special. The Tulsa Performing Arts Center was the smallest market that the Phantom had played in, so it was a big deal, and they were here for 48 shows. I don't know how many trucks. It was just phenomenal, and the whole building was just kind of vibrating with excitement and energy, and you would walk into the theater and you'd go, oh my gosh, isn't this gorgeous? And you'd see those candles coming up from the floor and creating this lagoon, and just all the magic of the theater, I think, was crystallized in Phantom of the Opera.
I think when you look at the history of the Performing Arts Center, you have to start with the local performing arts groups. Tulsa Symphony and Tulsa Opera, Tulsa Ballet, those groups have been the performers in our largest theater, Chapman Music Hall, since the building opened. And much of the history of the PAC is tied to the performances of those three major groups. Add to that the Broadway series, which is presented here by Celebrity Attractions, and the smaller theater groups which perform in our other theaters. Groups such as Theater Tulsa, American Theater Company, Corrigus Productions, Playhouse Tulsa. And if you look back at the roster of their productions here over the 35 years that the building has been open, that is really the legacy of this building, is those productions. And many, many of them are produced by local nonprofit performing arts organizations.
The performing arts is very special. You can, whatever you want to get out of it, you can get out of it. If you're feeling sad and you go see a show, something in that can trigger an emotion. You're just thinking, oh, I've been wanting to feel that all along. That's part of it, I think. You come to a show and you just want to relax, and you just want to see what's on stage and be entertained, and you hear this beautiful music or you see this gorgeous dancing and you go, oh, this is why I came. Or you can see something and you think, wow, just like Tulsa Opera's presenting Dead Men Walking, and I walked away and thought, gosh, I've never thought about capital punishment in that way before. And then you find yourself thinking about that the next day too. So all of those are components of the performing arts.